All right, we're joined by Chriselda Lewis in studio. So let's start with the background. So Midvaal, an ANC stronghold, taken over by the DA, but ructions ever since, basically.
Well, that's right. Dating back to 2011 and 2016, the Democratic Alliance has always felt that the ANC had never made peace with the fact that it had taken over Midvaal. So we have seen these kinds of ructions, Francis, ever since then, where the Democratic Alliance feels that at almost every single event that they say, the ANC has tried to disrupt some of the things that they've been doing in that area. And this past weekend was no different, according to what they say, where you now see the Democratic Alliance's mayor in the Midvaal, as well as an ANC member opening charges basically against each other, laying charges against each other.
So this is an Arbor Day event. Just run us through what happened.
Essentially, what we're hearing at this time is that at the weekend there'd been basically different statements from the Democratic Alliance and the African National Congress, where essentially the DA had first said they were going to open charges at the Deer police station against an ANC member who the mayor, Bongani, had said had tried to disrupt him from addressing some of those attending this event at one of the halls there. And essentially there seemed to have been some fracas that had taken place. There were mics that were flying, and there are also allegations that the DA mayor was thrown with a rock. That's what he showed you on screen a few moments ago. Yeah. So then they headed to the police station and opened up laid charges against each other, and at a later stage they were then given bail, and we saw their first appearance in the Vereeniging Magistrate's court.
If a rock was thrown, I mean, that's serious. That can comatose someone, kill someone even.
Well, Francis, we tend to see this kind of behavior. It's not the first time that we're seeing it in the Midvaal area, where the ANC, on the other hand, says that Bongani has done absolutely nothing to deal with issues of service delivery that it has raised, and some of the residents of that area have raised. And they believe that what Bongani, as the DA mayor, was doing, they say he was hijacking a government event in order to campaign basically for the Democratic Alliance. And the ANC said it was not going to have any of that. They wanted simply at that particular event for issues relating to service delivery and other issues plaguing that area to be addressed, and that did not happen, they say.
Okay, so 2 assault charges laid. Where are the cases?
Where we are now is that they've been provisionally withdrawn. We understand that further investigations need to take place, but what will be critical to this is some of the cell phone footage that was taken at this particular event that SABC News also has in its possession, but very careful on how to use it in terms of when someone started recording that footage. So you'd have to see
before.
That's right. You'd need to see the entire event itself. So I think that's what police will be zooming in onto, but the DA is certain that it wants to ensure that justice is served in this particular instance.
And I presume, like many other areas in South Africa where you see this sort of political temperature, it can have implications for service delivery.
It certainly can have implications for service delivery, because at the end of the day, Francis, instead of dealing with the issues that residents are raising, you see a whole lot of politicking taking place, and not forgetting that we're just a couple of months away from South Africa's election. This kind of behavior is certainly something that we will see in the run-up to the country's next election, and Midvaal is one of those areas where the African National Congress certainly has not been happy with the outcome of the results, both in 2016 and 2011.
All right, thank you very much, and you'll be following developments in the Midvaal for us. That was SABC's senior reporter, Chriselda Lewis. All right.